everybody, this is the Wikstrand. So one thing I have never quite been able to figure out is what happened to Will Ferrell in the 2010, the beginning of the 2010s. Did he simply woke up one morning and said to himself, I'm going to stop making these fantastic, funny movies. I am from here on out going to make just these mediocre, family-friendly movies, or if I'm not going to do that, they're going to be horrendously unfunny. That is essentially what happened because, you know, since 2010, 2011, nearly everything he has done has been quite mediocre, and the things that hasn't been mediocre, that has been actually really good or even great, he has never been the main character or the main focus. Slap bang in the middle of this mediocre run is, of course, Get Hard. It is not the worst thing he has done, you know, not on the level of, you know, Holmes and Watson or the Daddy's Home movies or anything like that. It is more on the level of a movie like The House, for instance, which is also a kind of mediocre but kind of harmless comedy. What's this movie about? That's what we're gonna find out today. This is Get Hard. James, played by Will Ferrell, is a millionaire and is a very successful Wall Street guy who is doing, you know, Wall Street things. He has a very big ego and an even larger mansion, and he's going to, you know, marry, you know, his hot girlfriend who is also the daughter of his boss, played by Craig T. Nelson. Always fun to see Craig T. doing his Craig T. things. Things seems to be going very well for James, but he's accused of fraud and stealing money from the investors, and it looks like he's about to spend a lot of time on the inside of San Quentin Hospital, you know, living on the bounty of the county and boarding with the warden. And the thing is that he's a bit scared of, you know, going to prison because he's a soft ass and he thinks he's not going to survive much longer in there, and, you know, that the inmates are going to rape him or kill him then rape him or anything like that. So what is he going to do? How is he going to, you know, be able to protect himself on the inside? Because he doesn't know anybody who has served jail time, and, you know, all of his friends, you know, just, you know, shuns at the idea of, you know, even going to prison. He doesn't know how to be tough or act like, you know, the street thugs or things like that. So he has to learn how to do that in order to prepare himself, you know, to go to jail and, you know, beat some respect into, you know, the people on the inside. And for that purpose he chooses Kevin Hart and tells him that if you you know, help me, you know, become a hard, tough son of a bitch, and I can, you know, survive on the inside, I will, you know, pay you money and, you know, stuff like that. And Kevin Hart agrees. You see, Kevin Hart has a lot of money problems, and he needs money to be able to move to another place so his daughter can enjoy a school without, you know, shootings or gangbangers or metal detectors or strip searching and stuff like that. So he is going to help Will Ferrell. The thing is that Kevin Hart is as far away from a street thug as you can possibly come. He's the most law-abiding citizen you can ever think of, and also a little bit of a pussy. So he's going to basically lie about that he knows about, you know, how things are done in jail and things like that, and he's going to basically wing it in hope that, you know, the lie will not be discovered, so that he can get the money from Will Ferrell, and so that, you know, he can make the big move and stuff like that. So will Ferrell survive on the inside, and has he actually done, you know, the scams that they say he has done, or is there maybe another villain out there who has, you know, framed him or something like that? Anybody with a functioning brain will probably, you know, understand where this one is basically going. Even I could figure out where this one was going, and that's not a very good thing. I will say this, that Get Hard is not a very, you know, unpredictable movie. You can see, you know, most things coming a mile away, you know, when they transform his mansion into a pseudo prison, so that Will Ferrell can prepare for, you know, the life on the inside, and how he can, you know, be tough and, you know, get hard, or whatever you want to use for lingo for that thing. Now I will say this. This is better, as I said, than, you know, the Holmes and Watsons and the Daddy's Home movies. But the thing is that there are some moments in this movie that actually really works, and where, you know, some of that Will Ferrell magic actually shines through, and there are, you know, bits and pieces of this movie that actually really works. However, there are just so many jokes where the punchline is just so hammered in that you just get so fucking tired of it, and you just want to tranquilize either Kevin Hart's or Will Ferrell's ass, because they can get quite unbearable sometimes. This is a type of a comedy where you're constantly entertained, but you're never laughing out loud. There's not that moment where you're just gut-burstingly laughing. It's just kind of funny most of the time, and when it is not, it's just kind of there. It's a bit of a meh thing. This is a far cry from the fantastic work he did in the 2000s, where almost every single movie that he did was absolutely hilarious, clever, and fantastically imaginative. This is the opposite of that. One of the main reasons why these movies work so bad is the fact that they have no subtlety to itself. Now, you could argue that movies like Blades of Glory or The Other Guys or Anchorman or movies like that has no subtleties either. And that might be true, but if they just could have made these movies a little bit less over the top, and, you know, could have made these characters a little bit less like cartoons, maybe this could have worked, because there are good ideas about this movie. And as I said, if this movie could have, you know, been taking a little bit more risks, and if they could have done a couple of things that was a little bit oh ho ho type of a jokes, then this could have worked. But they play everything so goddamn safe in this movie that you really expect nothing shocking to happen in this movie. You never expect anything outrageous or anything that amusing to even happen in this movie. Whatever you think this movie is, it probably is. This is one of these movies where this is nobody's favorite movie, but it is also nobody's least favorite movie. This is just a bit of a shoulder shrug. Better than most other things Will Ferrell has done in the 2010s, but that ain't saying much. I give Get Hard 46%. It's a pretty mediocre comedy, but it is okay, and there are some bits of it that is really funny, but most of the time it is just a little bit boring, and some parts of this movie just appeals to the worst instincts of Will Ferrell, and we get to these absolutely obnoxious and almost unwatchable territories that he sometimes goes to. And I really don't recommend this movie, but man, this could have been so much worse. So I'll see you next time from, well, so and so reviewing, well, such and such. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much.